Yeah, that's going to be better, I think. Let's put the fan on. So what I've done is I've taken that old fogger out because that was only running at half power. It's just old and doesn't work very well. And so that one's now gone completely, bearing in mind that this one here puts out like 1.5 times what this one does. This one's still working well, and by removing those two big baskets, those two, that fog can now get through that gap into that area. That's the bit I was worried about, because obviously that one's not there anymore. But when it was there, it was getting the Cattleya leaves wet, which I didn't like. Yeah, so I've left this one wired in with the extractor and the inlet fan, because that's the time when I need a humidity boost most, and this is a powerful fogger. So that'll do the job nicely. So that doesn't need a hydrostat. That's just plugged into the same extension as the outlet fan and the inlet fan. So when those two kick on, they're temperature controlled. They've got a thermostat on them. That's that little unit back there on the shelf, which Archie managed to set fire to. Quite sure he managed that. That's been working for me about 3 years. And I'm not even an electrician. Maybe he had a faulty unit, I don't know. Maybe it was wired wrong, I don't know. But mine have been sitting there doing their thing for years without any problems at all. But the beauty of wiring this round this way is that I've now got the good hydrostat running these two foggers that actually gives a true reading. So it's just all good. And basically these two foggers have got independent plugs on them. So like for the winter, I can just unplug one and go and store it away when I don't need so much humidity. So it's just a lot better now. I can get at all the foggers without, you know, that one up there, that's head height. And when you're lifting a tank full of water like that into a base unit that you can't even see because it's too high up, lining it all up and everything was a right pain with a full tank of water. So that's done away with that. I can easily reach this one now, and I can easily reach these two. That fog should get up into that corner, drift down through, and this fog will get all over that area and drift down through. So I'm happy that the humidity, I mean there'll be some fine adjustments obviously, but I'm happy that the humidity is now going to get to the places where it's needed and is controlled by something that actually works properly. Now obviously my wiring to some extent leaves a lot to be desired, and if I was somebody who splashed water around the place, this would be damn right dangerous. But one, there's only me in here, nobody else comes in here, and I don't throw water about. You know, all my wiring stays dry. You know, the humidity's up, yes, but it's not getting wet, so it works. So say an electrician would have a nightmare. But you know, to a degree I know what I'm doing, I know where the danger spots are, and I make absolutely sure that no water ever gets anywhere near those places. Those places are over there where that socket is. That's why the Vandas are allowed to completely finish dripping before they go back into place. This area, no water, and all that lot along there. That's why I put that right up there. I can't reach up there, let alone water. And again, here, no water gets in these areas. It just works. And again, down here, no water. So, you know, it's under control. And now everything's actually better automated, quite honestly. The loss of a humidifier fogger that was running underpowered is not a problem on the grounds that I've now got two of these. As I said, these chuck out half as much again as these, and the one I've taken out didn't work properly. It's just old, basically. The little ultrasonic unit in it just doesn't do the job anymore. It's just got old, and trying to get a replacement and everything, it's just not worth the hassle. So that can be stored away as a backup in case this one ever breaks down or any of the others break down. I've now got a backup fogger, and these three between them will do the job fine. We've lost the heat. We've lost that really high air coming up from the likes of North Africa across Spain and heading here with high humidity levels. I was surprised yesterday, the temperature got right up, so my fans were working all day, and the inlet fan is pulling in warm air, and yet the foggers weren't empty. It suddenly dawned on me, yes, it was warm air, it was also very humid air. So I was actually bringing in humidity from outside for once instead of it getting sucked out. So actually, you know, although it got hot in here yesterday, I don't know what we did get up to, 30 something I think. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, I didn't even reach 30 yesterday. So the way this minimum and maximum works, when I look at the maximum temperature, that's the daytime. The humidity underneath it is the nighttime humidity. Yeah, because obviously it's a lot higher at night. So we were near, 87% yesterday, nighttime. And then the minimum temperature is the nighttime temperature, whereas the humidity, is as low as it got during the day. So at that nearly 30 degrees, I managed a minimum of 64% humidity. Nothing's going to suffer in that. It's just going to grow. So that's it. That's the kit sorted. I don't need to mess with it anymore. I'm happy that that fogger lives there. It's taking up part of a shelf. Yes, but it's got a job to do. And if I move it up in there, one, it won't do the job properly because all the plants will be in the way of the outlet for the fog. And two, I can't reach it. It's too high up. So that is spot on. And the way it's wired in, it's just plugged into the fans. That's going to work great. Independently from these two, which are on the hydrostat. And I mean, I've even thought about moving this to the front edge here rather than the back edge so that I can get at the little controls. I mean, all I need to do to adjust the humidity is press that set. It's currently set to 72, and just adjust it. Just move it up and down. So 71, 70, I take it up to 74, and then press the set button, and they just come on. Because it now reads 71, and I've asked for 74, so they've just kicked in. It's just so simple. But I don't actually want it that humid in here, so we'll go back down again. So again, just press the set, adjust it back down, and off they go. So we're all up and running now. Everything working fine. Just got to find somewhere to put this now. The plant's not a problem, it's the length of the flipping spike. It only fits in a couple of places. But yeah, while it's doing this, I want to be able to see it. So let's find a home for that. And then I've got to water my mounts today. The pots are fine, they all got a good soaking, and they've only had one warm day since they got a soak, so they're okay. But the mounts dried out again yesterday. I mean, it's a very simple test. You've just got to touch the moss. If it feels crispy, it's too flipping dry this time of year. So the mounts will have to be watered. So I'll get on with that, and now I can relax that stuff's in the right place. I can move around. I've got a lot more space to move around. The kit's working. The gauges and things like that, I may need some minor adjustments. The little gauges that go with this, it's got a temperature, a thermostat, and a hydrostat connected to it. And at the moment, they're just tucked up here. That's the little hydrostat. So that's got a little sensor on it that, tests the air to see how much humidity there is. And because it's a formula, it then combines that with the temperature reading to find out what to put on here. Because remember, relative humidity is geared up to temperature. So there's a little formula in there that sort of does the job. And even if it doesn't get it spot on, it gets it a lot nearer than the dodgy one that I've just unwired and put away. Don't want to see that one again. That never worked properly, that one. But they're cheap. They're cheap and cheerful. So you get what you pay for. These are cheap. They're not perfect, but they do the job. And how the hell you can set fire to one, I really don't know. Still, accidents happen with electricity. The chairman of our society practically set fire to his place, and all that was a plug that had been in a socket for years, and one of the pins had corroded and shorted. And you know, he obviously didn't have a, what's it called, residual breaker or something like that. It's like a unit that you put in between where the electricity source is and where all the things that you're running are. You put this thing in between. It's a breaker circuit, and it detects if anything goes wrong down the line, it shuts it off at source. So it shuts everything down. You're supposed to have one of them for things that you use outside, like electric lawn mowers and hedge cutters and stuff. But mine is supplied by a single source in the house, and it's fused. So in theory, if anything goes wrong out here, it'll blow the fuse in there. And then in addition to that, everything out here is on a fused plug. So talk about overcautious. Anyway, I shall get on with my work, enjoying the smell of chocolate. It's like a confectioner's shop in here at the moment. It's smashing. Love it. And I'll see you again next time. I'm happy now. I feel more comfortable in here, that the kit's where it should be. It's a nice relaxed feeling again, instead of worrying that things aren't right. Now the plants are roughly in the right place. I may still move a few, but yeah, I'm comfortable. All my holy pots, mainly cattleyas up here, where I can get at them and get at them all at once without moving stuff out the way all the time. I've got an odd one lurking over there. Well, that's an iffy plant. That's why he's separate. Yeah, and I've got some shelf space. I've still got some shelf space there. Got a little bit there. I've got quite a bit up on that shelf. So I've got shelf space. And some of what's in that flipping jungle over there is coming out. But that's next time I get there, not now. I'm just going to water the mounts and have a nice relaxing day. For a change, without sweltering heat slowing me down. I'm okay in the heat, don't get me wrong, I love it. But when you've got stuff to do, you know, it drains your energy basically. So, you know, keep yourself hydrated, make sure you eat something even if you don't feel like it. Just keep your energy levels up and you'll be fine. Right, let's get on. See you next time, listening to my waffling again. But, you know, it just feels so much more comfortable out here with everything in a place where I can get at it. It just feels right again. And that's what Orchids is all about. You know, you feel happy, they feel happy, everybody happy. Yeah. See you next time. Bye for now.